kids. How's everybody doing? Mark Miller here. I think it's going to be another easy day. Today I was like, what am I going to do today? And I'm like, like that. And just as that countdown was occurring, I'm like, I should really think about what I'm going to do today. So, you know, that's kind of what's going to happen. Roy, I think, is not going to be with us today unless, like, you know, miraculous things have happened. Hopefully, we'll see him sometime in the near future. But you know, we definitely miss that guy, and we can't wait for the next time we see him on the show. Let's see what I got here. We did a practice game last night, and we did another one on. We did a regular one on Sunday. We had the first premiere of Dragon Humpers on Sunday night, and I've got my task manager up because we were like pushing Skype and OBS Studio like crazy. Brian Robinson raiding with Party 5. Thanks, Brian, for the raid. Appreciate it. We just started. Like, what luck is that? Welcome, everybody. If you're new to the Code Rush Show, we are writing C# and TypeScript in Visual Studio. And we're creating animations and kind of like video game-like elements in TypeScript and controlling them from C#. Including digital puppets, like Fred over here is a digital puppet, right, Fred? Fred says yes. Fred, what do you got plans for the weekend? No, just gonna be staying inside. What do you think about that, buddy? Okay, all right. So Fred's got some opinions there. Thanks for the raid, Brian. You can give us a follow if you are into C# and TypeScript, that sort of thing. Fred's a little creepy. Fred, that does not make you look less creepy, Fred. You were creepy, buddy. You. So yeah. So we're doing that. We've also got Sprinkles, the battle unicorn, and we're building a lot of pieces for another stream. Dungeons and Dragons, which playing on a different channel here. But Sprinkles, the Battle Unicorn, is called up by. Here, let me type this in over here. We'll get this to you so you can go out and take a look at that. If you're a D&D fan, you want to definitely check this out. It's funny and it's high quality D&D, and I think you're going to enjoy it. We did our last premiere on Sunday, or I'm sorry, our first premiere. Episode last Sunday. We'll have another one on Thursday. So Thursdays and Sundays at 6 p.m. Pacific time and 9 p.m. East Coast time. That's when we start. Go for about 2 hours, and it's pretty good, pretty fun time. I'm looking at Microsoft Edge up here. Do I have I do have an Edge window up. Oh, but that's only my chat window. Interesting. My chat window is just sitting there and still taking up 3% of my CPU. I wonder if I switch to another browser, if that will soften that up. Usually it's not there like that. That's a little bit weird. So today we're going to work a little bit on Sprinkles, the Battle Unicorn. One of the characters has Find Steed. When she casts Find Steed, Sprinkles, the Battle Unicorn shows up, and it kind of looks like this when the casting is done. So let's look at that. Let's go look at that code and we'll kind of work on that a little bit. I've got the controller for this is kind of in this test space right here. If I click on Show Sprinkles, we should see Sprinkles show up right over there. And kind of comes in, kind of cycling through different animations. Hey Mark! The little cutie is here! Ready to kick some! Oh wait, that's that other screen. He's sex positive. Sex positive's in the house. Hey baby, how you doing? Watching the stream from the the other room. That's my wife, Sex Positive, also known as Karen Mangicotti, also known as Little Cutie. She hangs out on the show. Let's see. She's right over here. That's where she sits, right over there in the Little Cutie spot. And different things that controlling here are here. Some of the stuff that we're working on here, I'll switch over to Mare. This is for a different show that Karen is putting together here. A different character, but if I put the nameplate there and I switch back over to this view, I'm kind of right over the nameplate. Show you some of the special effects and things like that we built here on the show. If you, for example, take damage, it looks like this. Oops, sorry about that. A little bit like that, and just like that a little bit. Yeah, Karen says, I just realized maybe Sex Positive and Lil Cutie should not be on the screen together. Okay. Also an all-girl D&D. So that's what Karen is creating. She's creating an all-girl D&D game. These are some of the names of some of the characters that she was trying out last time. Rory says, Rory's with us. Rory, how are you feeling, buddy? Can I tell people what I know or no? I don't know what to say on that, buddy. But I'm glad you're out there. You're at least typing in. I can tell. So this is. I'm glad I can tell because it was like a little bit dramatic. I'm like, yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday. I'm like, Rory. I'm confused by this thing that's happening in version control. Can you help me? Maybe sometime today. Would you have any time? Immediately he starts calling me up. And he's just, he's like, what you need. And talks me through some absolute magic in the command line for manipulating get. And I'm like, blown away by it. Saves the day, fixes my situation, which I totally appreciate, and coughs. And he coughs again. And I'm like, thanks so much, Roy. I really appreciate it. And within about an hour, he's like, oh, bugger, I got a fever. And I'm like, no, Rory, no. So I hope you are in bed and you are resting and getting fluids and isolating from everyone, and they're wiping everything down, and you're in a plastic bubble or something like that so your family stays safe, Rory. Thanks for checking in on us, but I hope you're working your way through this, and its impact is minimal. So that's what I want to say. Thanks, Rory, for letting me share that with folks out there, because I'm sure they want to be cheering you on as well. If I add health, it looks like this. I'm coping. I'm sure others have it far worse than me. Yeah, Rory's got the best attitude in the world, kids. Here's this cool effect we added as well, right? It's circling around me, right? Kind of this neat, kind of cool effect for when I gain health there. Right? Just get away like that. So today I think I'm going to work on sprinkles a little bit, trying to make that work. We've gotten some cool things. We had him breathing last time. There's no sound. And one of the things that we've really learned, I've learned on this show more than anything, any of the training I've had in terms of creating, special effects or film, that sort of thing. One of the things I really learned on this show is sound is what makes the difference between, okay, that's kind of cool, to, oh, I believe it, it's here, right? Sound makes a huge difference. You got to get the visuals right, but then you got to get the sound. So when he breathes, I need to have a sound come out right there. And when that happens, we're going to buy the whole thing. We're going to be like, okay, got it. When he shoots his sprinkles out, where's my sprinkles button? Over here, right here. He's not capable of sprinkling when he's in the raised position. Oh, it's Oscar. I like Oscar. Hey, Oscar, would you like it? No! What happened to Oscar? Grovosaurus again? Like every time he comes in, kids. I'm sorry about that. That's Grovosaurus out there in the chat room. Sound even? What's up? Wait, speaking of sound, let's have some laser and destruction sound. Really? Grovosaurus? Laser and destruction sound. So, whoa! Who's here? If they ever play the Codebase Alpha song on the dance floor, I'm so ready. By the way, what is it about me pointing to 2 planets that I think that's a good move? Good dance move. I don't know. It's so funny. Like because I'm not a good dancer at all, but I always I assure everyone I'm working on my moves. I'm working on my moves, kids. I got new moves you haven't seen, so I'll show that. Oh no. Codebase Alpha, you've got a custom VIP greeting. Wait, did I miss it? Codebase Alpha's on the house. Be sure to check out his live stream, coding stream here on Twitch. Oh, that's true. Surly Dev put some check-ins. He did some checking. Yeah, Codebase Alpha says classic dance move. Surly Dev actually had a lot of additional messages and inspired me to go in and just add a few as well. Got some fun custom messages for Bald Bearded Builder. Also, if he shows up today, chances are we're going to see one of those. We had new messages as well for Sex Positive. When she came in, what did Mr. Notes? Yeah, I said, your little cuties here. Yeah, so we got custom messages for VIP kids. Sex Positive, new moves. That would be awesome. My Battle Unicorn voice is epic. You've got a Battle Unicorn voice, baby? I didn't know that. I want to hear that. I bet it's epic. Yeah. I did a PR and you edited them and made them funny and less surly. Yeah, well, to be honest, Surly, some of yours were like this. Check out Codebase Alpha's stream. It's not bad. Also not good. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to have Mr. Announcer guys say that. But check it out anyway. No, I'm not doing that. I cut back a little bit of the surly. Because but I think it was super fun. The things that are out there. So as you show up in the mornings, chances are you're going to see some custom messages coming in. In the stream, I was teaching Mr. Announcer Guy to be more surly. Well, I don't actually mind surly. I don't mind surly, but I don't want it with Mr. Announcer Guy's voice. I think I'm okay having a different surly kind of bot, like Surly Bot. Why don't we build that, right? And Surly Bot can come in and say things as well. That's kind of fun. Codebase Alpha. Check out Surly Dev's stream on Twitch. It's adequate. Yeah, Surly Dev is like, Surly Bot, yeah, go get that right now. Go get Surly Bot. Get it. Give me some sort of way to send messages through Surly Bot. And I'm happy to include that in the show. Surly Bot, you didn't really just put that idea in his head? Yes, of course. Rory, I don't know. You're not here. You're not talking in my ear. You expect this to be anything less than a train wreck in slow motion, into a field of penguins? That's kind of what this is right now. That's the show. Welcome to the show. So anyway, last night, Karen tried out, we put out an ad on backstage.com. Karen had a number of the girls try out last night. And this was what it looked like. We had Fred, we had Cornelia Wicklespit, Dr. Abby Normal, and Mare Malien. And these are just one-off characters they created, level 1. They played a game last night. We had sprinkles in it, and I noticed performance was peaking. And the problem is that I've got 5 NDI streams that I'm dealing with. I think that's correct, 5 or 4. I've got the player input NDI streams that are all coming in. Yeah, there are 4. One of them I'm not using, but I still think it has an impact. So I've got 4 NDI streams coming in from Skype and 1 going out to Skype. And when that happens, OBS maxes out what processors it allows itself to take from the system. So it maxes out at about 21% of the CPU usage. Skype does the same. It's maxing out at about 21%. And as a result, animation starts to slow down. Hold on a second. I just did. Let me move this over. If you see that live on the stream, I'm clipping it and having it as a testimonial. Surly Dev. Wait. Hold on. Surly about you did. Yeah. If you say that live, if you say that live on Codebase Alpha's stream, okay, great. Check out Surly Dev's stream on Twitch. It's adequate. I think that's what he's talking about. So I'm considering ways to reduce the bottleneck, and I was talking to in the Discord, in the Live Coders Discord this morning. Got a couple suggestions, including one from Chef Brent and Flavius, and they were basically saying, "Hey, you can put the Skype call on a second machine." I'm still not sure it's going to solve my problem. I still think OBS it just needs more processors. Is what OBS needs. Oh, look at all those white fluffy clouds, and who's flying in? It's Jetsam! I almost got to kind of duck. It's a little close. Jetsam's in the house. You know, we haven't seen Codeman Codes in a while. Codeman Codes had some great intros, and I think Codeman Codes stopped coming in because he kept walking close to me. I think he didn't want that to happen. So, yeah, it's Jetsam. So I'm concerned about performance, and I'm thinking about getting a second machine to do the Skype call on, but I still think OBS is going to suck up that 20-something%. There's also, you may have just noticed a flicker that just occurred in the animation. And I noticed that on the show more often, especially when he was walking. I don't know if I can make it happen here, but if I say let's walk forwards, is he going to walk? There he goes. There, right there. Boom. Boom. And it's not consistent. Let's have him walk backwards. I think this is performance related. Notice the clock flickers too. I think we get to a point where we get a frame to draw and we just can't draw it in time for whatever reason. And as a result, something goes out. There could be another bug in here related that's causing this. But I think it's performance related. Also, if we look at the horns, are the horns slightly out of sync? It looked like they were out of sync. They're okay now. There's a little bit of the bump. See the bump on the horns? Slightly out of sync. So, so I'm a little bit worried about that. If you didn't see it live, I assure you it was brilliant. You're going to get a second chance on Thursday. We're going to kind of do a, one of the options on, a Twitch channel is to record the streams or not. And guess who did not set that option for the Dragon Humpers channel on our premiere night? So our premiere episode was not recorded. I was as close to what people call heartbroken when I discovered that as an autistic guy gets. I was like, no. Yeah, no, it was brilliant. If you did, just kidding. No, it was brilliant, baby. I thought it was really good. I thought that the opening was competently done. Not bad for a first time, not bad for live comedy, kids, right? Live comedy is not easy to do. And we're essentially going to be doing that 2 times a week. Using the framework of Dungeons and Dragons. So anyway, yeah, I noticed that it wasn't there. Sorry about that, Jetsam. I left my left arm playing the Dragon Hunter stream on Sunday night, so woke up to all the raucous laughter. Unfortunately, I was so knackered, I rolled over and fell asleep again. Frackberg! Let's see if we can miss the iceberg this time. Nope. Frackberg hit it again. Roy says, I'll have to assume in the absence of any evidence at all that it was awesome in every respect. Yeah, no, it was really, it was from the standpoint of somebody just watching it from the outside, I think it was competently done. I do. I think there were moments where, the spirit was definitely there. The spirit was there for almost the entire show. The spirit of being entertaining, being funny, and playing Dungeons and Dragons. There were some technical issues that I can identify, and here's the problem. We started late because of technical issues as well, but I learned more about what's going on. One of the things that we've seen on here is sometimes refresh times of an OBS overlay, like for example the CodeRush overlay that's putting all the coins and the CodeRush logo up at the top. Sometimes that goes from taking like 7 to 10 seconds to taking several minutes. And one of the things that I discovered on Sunday night, and it was the reason we were late, is all of a sudden they were kicking in and taking like 7 minutes each to start refreshing. And one of the things I tried is I said, well, let me try getting off the Skype call. So I closed down the Skype call and went back into OBS and refreshed, and all of a sudden they refreshed very, very quickly. And I was like maybe 7 to 13 seconds, not talking minutes anymore, but back to a reasonable amount of time. And I was like, oh my gosh, Skype's NDI presence, I think, or connection with OBS was causing OBS to refresh the overlays and take a long time. So at least now I know how to solve the problem. I close down the Skype call and I do the refresh on the overlays. But you know, there's so much going on here. I want to on my one machine. I want to find ways of offloading some of that pressure and widening those bottlenecks. So that's something I'm thinking about now. Maybe you try using Teams rather than Skype NDI. You know, I've had people make suggestions. It has to have NDI support. I need NDI support. So I don't know if Teams has it or not. I'd have to look into that. Also, I'm slightly wary of, you know, spending hours, you know, to research and set up and then getting a negative result from the end of that. So I'm like, I want to make sure that there's a, you know, an optimistic outlook before I go in and spend hours on something. If it's just a, hey, you know, we don't know, let's try it, that is going to be, you know, reserved for when I got, you know, spare time to do that. Yeah. So anyway, Thursday night, we're going to do it. Thursday night, U.S. time. It's probably late in the evening if you're over in Europe, in the U.K. Since we do this show in the morning, I figure a number of our folks are over in the U.K. You know, by the way, I should say my thoughts are with everybody, you know, who's dealing with the impact of coronavirus right now, staying inside. You know, how it's impacting you, right? It's impacting Rory. It looks like Rory has got it. He is quarantining himself along with his family, hopefully taking good care of himself. But yesterday he had a cough and a fever, and it like came on pretty quickly during the day, I think, at least based on from what my experience with him. Yeah. So we are cheering for you, Rory. We hope you get better. We want you to get some rest. And in fairness, it could just be flu. This guy is the most positive guy in the world. You cannot die, Rory, because I will bawl my eyes out, tears coming out like crazy if you were to you know, leave us right now. You cannot do it. Please do not, Rory. Please hang in there. We want you back on this show. You were an incredible part of the show. And I'm starting to cry right now, Rory. Do you see this? These are real tears. Real tears, man. We need you back, buddy. So get better, turn off, stop listening, you know, and get some rest, or continue to listen. We're only going to say good things about you because you know what? He's awesome. That's what. Okay. I'll throw a disclaimer at you kids. Disclaimer! Doesn't know Jack! Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it, Roy. Roy says, I kind of hoping it's COVID. No, it doesn't sound crazy. If you get it and get past it, right now you're able to now go out, for example, and you're so much less likely to get it again, right? It's incredibly unlikely you'll get it again, which means you kind of have immunity, right? And that means you can go out and, you know, do shopping for the family, do all these kinds of things to, I think, better protect the family, that sort of thing. Finding out if it is and then getting past it is, you know, I think good. How is testing availability in the UK, Rory? Is it something that's easy to do or no? You don't get immunity to it, they say. Well, I know, Rory, I'm sorry, I know, Surly Dev, that there are 2 cases I know of, one in China and one in Tokyo, of individuals who have reacquired it. But everywhere I'm still hearing consistently that it's highly unlikely you'll get it again. Okay, not sure if they're testing people locally at the moment. All right, buddy. All right. There was a guy that got it in Wuhan and then got it again in the UK. Okay. So yeah, but we're hearing about these stories like as individually, and I just want to, I think we would hear more followed by some sort of conclusive, you know, conclusion on it if it wasn't the case that it was unlikely. I'm still hearing and reading that it's unlikely you're going to get it again if you get it. So, so yeah, hope that's not the flu that you got. And hope you get out of that. Back to the code. Yeah, you're not bringing me down, buddy. You know, you're only thinking about the awesome. Okay. and how awesome you are. And can't wait to have you back making the show awesome. Right, Fred? It's one thing Fred and I can agree on. This is how we feel about Rory. All right. So with sprinkles, I noticed some performance issues. And one of the ideas I had with sprinkles is I wanted to be able to walk in front of us and walk behind. And I don't know, I'm still playing with that, but I'm also worried though that sprinkles, I know sprinkles was going to be an impact on performance because he's got big animations, because he's on screen for a lot of the time. I also need a way to get rid of sprinkles, and that's not working right now. I don't want to figure out why that's not working. Let's figure out that first. So I've got to hide sprinkles here. Let's just show sprinkles. Let's do this. And let's do hide sprinkles. Let's get like a, and by the way, I'm also running this over here on my local host right over here. In addition to seeing it on the live stream, there's sprinkles there. These are both independently controlled, so and using different random stuff to determine what the behavior is going to be. So that's why they're not in sync like this. But I can set breakpoints in the code on this piece right here, which is what I want to do now for the hide sprinkles. So let's go find sprinkles. There's sprinkles right there. And I think inside here somewhere there's some sort of command. I think it's like, I want to say it's execute command. And there it is right there. And if we don't have animation running, we go right in and we call add command here. And I want to find, actually I might be able to see what's going on here because I changed some code at it just dies. So that should work. So I changed this up here so when I click hide sprinkles, it was going to send the dies command over. This should be just the word dies. It is. Okay. And execute next command up here behind. Wait. Where's execute next command? Let's go in there. I think we want to get down to here is what we're looking for right there. Execute low level command, and there's idle. That's not what I wanted. I want the command queue. And there's dies is the next one. All right, fine. So let's go in. Here's dies is coming in. And I just want to see if this is working because it seemed like it was not working. Looking for this, queue animation. Did we get it? We got the dies in there. Interesting. So I wasn't seeing this before. Let's see if it works now. Maybe for some reason, I don't know why I wasn't seeing it, but maybe it was edit and continue wasn't working because I changed it while we were running. Sometimes I've seen that. All right, so let's do hide sprinkles. I'm not seeing it here yet. You may be going through queued animations. Nope. And I'm also not seeing it here. Hide sprinkles. We should see the death animation at some point here. Okay. So back to my breakpoint. Idle to walk. Walk backwards. You know what? Let's do something else. I actually want the dies to come in faster is what I want it to do. I think right here, add command. This is kind of where I want to do something with this. Oh, we might be looking at another bug. There might be, in other words, I think the command queue is getting it, but I think the command queue is maybe clearing it out. Let's look at this. Who's out there? Greg's out there. Hey, Greg. Greg WF Senior. Good to have you with us, buddy. All right. I have a suspicion because there's another bug I've noticed here. We've got this here. Get next command. I want to do this. I want to just put some, a log message here. Get next command like this. Let's do an animation command here. Set that equal to this, and then do a plus animation command dot animation name, just so we say what's coming out, and then we're going to return that animation command. I just want to get a little, sense of what's going on. I think also I want to send the command queue out, is what I want to do. I want to send it out when the I think I want to do it here. And in my ad, I want to send it out here as well. I want to watch this because I think I have a bug. And let's come over here, refresh. Oops, hit continue. I've got to make sure that this is running. And oh, this is really super interesting. Oh, is it just, oh, okay. I thought I was looking at a weird graphics bug, but I'm not. Okay, we're here. Let's initialize the player data. Like this. Let's click on show sprinkles. So that'll move sprinkles off to the side. Right here. Let's bring up the inspector. Pane. All right. And now let's send the hide sprinkles command. I'm going to do it on another screen. Here it comes, right there. So only dies is there. Get next command dies. So we got it. Execute command dies. So interesting. Executing command dies is happening, but nothing's happening here. I don't understand that. Let's look at that. Okay, this is a super important line of code right here that we didn't have. That's super important. I bet that fixes a lot of stuff. Okay, let's refresh. That's why we're not dying. Interesting. Okay, that is an awesome bug to fix. Okay, let's bring in sprinkles again. We've got delay loading on these pieces. I don't know how to best describe this in a few words, but these parts are being loaded up, kind of background loading. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. Background loading. Whoa, what's that? Cannot read property animation of name of undefined. Got it. Okay. That's my console log. I think it's here. Okay. Okay. All right, one more time over here. I think I'll refresh it. Okay. Click on show sprinkles. Click on hide sprinkles. Well, Still got to dies here. Executing command. Got next command. Executing command dies. It almost looks identical to before. Animation finish the cycle. Gray's horn. Add command idle. What's going on with executing command? I think I need something here. I could say return true here. If there's no command being passed in, we've essentially done it. Return true, return true, return true, return false in there. And then we are down to executing low-level command, and sprinkles dies. I don't actually have something for sprinkles dies in here. But I still am just, but these are all just special things here to cue the velocity change here. I am going to say this one as well. Sprinkles dies, right? I'm going to add it here. That's what I think I'm going to do. We're going to call Q animation. Let's do a console log here. I'm going to send some data out here. Anyway, back to the, but Sprinkles gets better gain, right? Gets better again, right? Yeah, Sprinkles gets better again. Sprinkles actually doesn't die ever. Well, Sprinkles goes down to 0 hit points, but Sprinkles never dies because Sprinkles is not really alive. It's kind of, in terms of the way the spell goes, it's like supposedly from an ethereal plane, I think. There's the spell. When the steed drops to 0 hit points, it disappears, leaving behind no physical form. You can also dismiss your steed at any time as an action, causing it to disappear. In either case, casting the spell again summons the same steed, restored to its hit point maximum. So that's what's going on with that spell. Okay. Hide that scroll. Let's see what's going on. Let's refresh again. Refresh over here. Go into test. Show sprinkles. Maybe I needed to wait a second before I clicked it. Try again. Show sprinkles. There we go. What is this? Is that because it doesn't have it loaded yet? Yeah, it means it hasn't loaded it yet, I think. I think this is this is something that's likely to happen as we start. Let's clear all these and see if we get them again. I don't think we will. Okay, let's do, here's the Sprinkle Blast. Sprinkle Blast, there we go. All right, and here's Hide Sprinkles. Oh, so now it works? What's this one? We got a problem here. Get next command. It's just in our error message, but I'll clear that up as well. Okay. Let's refresh. Sprinkles is magic. How about we get some music, guys? Interesting that we Made it so far without music. All right, show sprinkles. I'm going to say hide sprinkles now. So it looks like it's working. It's just there were a few minor problems, it appears. Let's do it again. Show sprinkles. And hide sprinkles. Just got to wait for the idle animation to finish, I think. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's refresh the drag and back overlay in OBS. So this guy goes away. And we'll do it on the live stream. Initialize player data. Show sprinkles. And the background loading is loading up the individual frames of the animation. All right, it's getting better. Hide sprinkles. Nope, I thought I hit hide sprinkles. Let me walk forwards here. Hide sprinkles. There we go. Sprinkles doesn't really die. All right, I've got walk forwards, walk backwards, hide sprinkles. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do right now. I think I want to add an idle button right here. Stand or graze, stand idle. Let's do that. So the D&D app, let's come in here and we're going to get out here to the designer. Go search for sprinkles. Gotta walk left, walk right, and I want a, I guess, stand. Do I want to have a graze in here as well? And, well, I'm not sure, is the answer to the question. And, because if I just say stand idle, I kind of want it to just, maybe just stand. So I can walk forwards and backwards and stand in a particular position. And then that'll just go through idle and grazing automatically. I think maybe I also want a threatened piece here. Be right back. This is Codebase Alpha. I want to threaten. These two here. Then I think I want my own stack panel down here. Again, do you want an idle pose without the grazing? Well, yeah, this is kind of the question. Do I really want to individually control? Do I want buttons? And to be honest, this is really for testing. All of these buttons are going to move down to a Stream Deck. So I'm going to be able to just give, in fact, my intention, by the way, and this is going to be cool when this happens, but my intention is to have every single player on the D&D stream give them access to one of these Stream Decks. So they can do all kinds of things, including one of the things I want to do is make it so that they can hit a button and a little light will come up, bing, right here, like a little old-fashioned lantern, and a sound like a bing. And when that comes up, after they've hit the button, all the other players know they want to speak. Because when I've got a whole bunch of people on a Skype call, one of the easiest things to do is have several people talk at once. Both, like if it's comedy, they're both trying to come in with a punchline at the same time or something funny, right? And often that happens in on Skype. And so what I want to do is if somebody's talking and they've got something funny they're saying, and somebody else wants to add something, they can just hit that button and it'll pop that up, and they can hit another button and it'll bring it down. And so other players can know, and they're like, oh, somebody wants to say something, so I'm going to stop right now. Because if we don't do that, what happens is the comedians have to give a portion of what they might be capable of, wait to see if anybody else is jumping in, and then maybe give the second portion, which is, it's a harder thing to do. Yeah, it's like a virtual talking stick. It's a lot like, you know, the game shows where we're like trying to see who comes in first, weigh in with the answer. I saw a guy doing Stream Deck plugin development the other day, and I saw something that would help you. It was a page command that made the Stream Deck buttons flash. I want to think about that. So the idea is that the Stream Deck button would flash, indicating that somebody else had come in. Because I'm thinking about doing it just on the stream, right there. You know, that sort of thing. The light comes up, and that's kind of what I was thinking. That it would do the visual and audio would come through the stream. Wouldn't be dependent on you having your overlays running if you were in edit and continue mode. Oh, I see. Well, on the live stream, today's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's low-flying ball-bearded builder. It's like, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. You're going to run into my hands. Oh, why, Michael Jolly, why? I was watching Michael Jolly's show the other day. He holds up this giant check for, you know, $1,000, something like that. The guy's like amazing. Everything I want to be in life. That if I was a better person, I would be just like Michael Jolly. That's who I would be. You must obey the Taco Man. You must. The Taco Man Cubs, you must listen. It means Tuesday specific BBB custom VIP greeting today. Yeah, see that? Mr. Announcer Guy knows it's Tuesday. Skynet, getting closer. Yeah, this is what I was playing with, kids. This is like a giant version of the light, but I'm thinking this thing is what comes up, color-coded to the player. And maybe even with intelligence that knows when it was last brought up. Who brought it? In other words, which one is oldest? So the oldest one would be like lighting in some way, so that if several people came in at once, it would be clear who goes next out of that group. And then once they're done, they would hit their button, and then it would drop down, and the other person would go. That sort of thing. And the Dungeon Master would have the ability to drop all the buttons down, that sort of thing. So it's also kind of cool, too, because I think it directs your vision to the player, you know, who might be talking soon, who might have something to say. I think it's a brilliant, brilliant, fun, implemented idea that's likely to happen sometime in the future. All right, back down here. I wanted to do a stack panel here for the kind of the attack pieces. I don't know, SP threatened. I don't know, defense. I'm not sure what to call this. Attack. This horizontal, and I just want some buttons in here. Like, I don't know, maybe 3 of them. PTT function that would stop multiple people talking at once. Yeah, it's really going to be kind of a disciplinary thing, right? The idea is that, look, as a player, if you look, you're looking at the screen as a player all the time, and you're seeing it live. You're not seeing it delayed. So it's coming through Skype as an NDI stream. So, or at least your latency is incredibly low. So your responsibility as a player is to see if that lights up, and you'll hear it as it comes up. So if there are multiples, there'll be ding, 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 or whatever it is, like that. Anyway, uno momento, por favor. Okay. And, all right, so let's look at the attack ones. I've got scoop attack. And I think in general, we just go to threatened, and it's going to kind of, go through these different attacks. We've got I think one called a stab attack. And what's the other attack? I don't know. I'll call it the other attack for now. But we could go jump over to the other app and find out and get the good name while we're doing this. What is it? Stab attack, push-up attack is what we call it. So those are my 3 different attacks that I've got here. Yeah. Yes, I want to definitely indicate that they're in a queue and they could talk soon. Yeah, exactly. And the queue is basically, I think the way I'm going to do it is the queue is going to be basically show you who's next, and everybody else, it's not so obvious or clear. So once that person starts talking, they can drop it down. I don't know, maybe.
7, where are you? We need your help.
So glad Genesee 7 is here.
I am.
Oh, you said Bald Bearded Builder says Dragon Humpers was hilarious. Thanks, Bald Bearded Builder. Yeah, it was. I think it was not bad for a first show. We're going to only get better. I think, right? The pieces that were, a little bit like not running smoothly were mainly technical issues, and I think we're gonna get there. So thanks so much for watching, the folks who were out there. Yeah, I forgot to. I didn't check to see if I just assumed that it was going to be recording, but the default option in Twitch is not to record. So on our first stream, it was, our premiere stream was not recorded, and I found out shortly after we ended, and there was just no way to recover. I wish Twitch had a way to get back streams in the last 24 hours. It was fun. Couldn't stay for the whole show because it was past my bedtime. Sorry about that, Bald Bearded Builder, but I really appreciate it. And by the way, you were funny as well. In fact, Michael, you inspired me. I'm going to get that plugin, that extension for Twitch, to highlight particular funny posts in the chat room. So because people in the chat room were also hilarious, and highlighting those, I think, is going to be a great way to participate in the show. Right, having those come up and so that all the players can see them, because right now the players aren't really focused on the chat room, and I don't really want them to be. I want to selectively bring up really funny things that are said in the chat room. So hopefully all the balls got sorted out and everyone survived. Yeah, I think we did. How about when someone presses their button, that light you showed pops up a little, so 25% for each moment. They're getting closer to the front of the queue, fully for the person talking the moment until they finish. Then it pops down, the next one pops up. Yeah, the problem is, and the next one pops up fully and lights up. The problem is we can do that, but I need a way of dropping those lights down, and I need to be on that, because I don't think the Dungeon Master is going to do it. It's a weird thing to do, and I don't think the actual players are going to be on it. They would have to be trained to do that. So yes, we can do that, but how will we know when they finish talking? Right, is the thing. And so we need basically, I need to either train the players to do it, which I think I can do, or I need to be on it, which I also think I can do. It's not too hard to do that. So looking for those, and I think I can just have a single button that just drops the number one piece, the piece that's up. Yeah, we all survived, and it was fun. And while you were there, Michael, your contributions were hilarious. Okay, so we got scoop, stab, and push up. This music is great for sprinkles being threatened. Oh, here's a cool feature. Control Alt Enter on that, then take the whole thing and copy it to the clipboard, then paste it. Whoops, hold on, get rid of that. Paste it, and now I can type in just the piece I want right here. Push up. If I had more of these to do, right, every time I paste, it's just going to select that item that I selected and allow me to change it. So very cool there. I've got a hide, and I also want to add a die, a death, and I think it's going to be in this panel. Like that. All right, let's set a breakpoint out here, because we're just using essentially XAML hot reload right now. If we go out and look at it, that's what it looks like. So walk forward, stand, threaten, walk backwards. Yeah, do I want to switch the order of these? I think I do. Even though initially it always comes from the right side. Wait, what's happening here? Here we go. like that. Okay. But it dies on its own. Okay, good. Let's maybe do a couple more things. I saw Michael Jolly's show. Now, Michael Jolly, your show's for kids, right, Michael? I think his show is like it's family friendly, right? It's for all audiences. And I saw Michael say this word on his show. And so if he can say that show word, I figure I can say it on my show too. And I'm going to do that. Wait, I don't think I want, where do I want this? I want it, I think I want a stack panel here of options right here. And this is, we're going to have that, and we're going to have cry and baby eyes. Like this. All right. Let's look, see what that looks like. Why did these not look so good? Oh, because I took the max width pieces. I want to just come down to here. Okay. Let's align these. Nope, sorry. HA. Horizontal alignment. HA, there we go. Single center. And then scoop attack. Right here, want to do the same thing here. Okay, how's it look? Better, better, better. Okay, so cry, baby eyes, fart. Let's hide sprinkles. Do I have a breakpoint? I do. Cool. Now I can come back over here and start filling in all my event handlers that I need in here. So control space, new event handler. Okay, control space. Come on. This should be faster. This is Visual Studio, not CodeRush, I think. So I don't think CodeRush is interfering with this, but it's definitely expecting this to run much faster here. So my machine is super fast. All right, here we go. All right, I just created a method, probably the first time method in my entire history of coding that had that word in it right there. I'm so proud. Okay, so we've got all of these here. There they are right there. Let's run it. Hey, baby. You have to charge your phone? You want to say hi to everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Here comes Karen Mangicotti Kids.
Oh, guess what I did in the apocalypse? I cut bangs.
Hers, not mine.
I cut my own bangs, which is rarely recommended.
Did you see that Michael Jolly, Bald Bearded Builder, said that Dragon Humpers was hilarious?
Oh, thank you, Bald Bearded Builder.
Yeah. He always gets me with that. He makes me say it.
Bald Bearded Builder.
Yeah, I had Michael Jolly down, and then he's like, I'm changing my name, suckers.
I also like Michael Jolly because it's like...
Yeah, it's fun, isn't
like
it?
an elf name.
Yeah, he's so good.
I love it.
Yeah.
Bald Bearded Builder is good too. Is that also you?
No, not really. No, because he's awesome.
Oh, because he builds things. Because he uses his hands. He doesn't have baby soft little veal
Don't break!
hands.
Don't break
never
me!
Done... What?
Don't break me! These are soft little baby veal hands. I'm saving them for the afterlife. I want them to be very gentle.
As my mother would say, that's because he's never done a day's work in his life.
It's true.
That's what she would say.
That's what I did.
Don't
I'm
say
just
that because clearly this is very hard work, baby hands.
Thanks for saying hi to everybody.
Sorry.
You're so good.
I'm just gonna go now.
Okay. All right, baby. Whoop! Don't pull out my ear. All right. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so now we've got some of these pieces in here. I think I want dyes to be separate from hide sprinkles. So let's change this around a little bit. Let's make dyes. Why am I not seeing dyes in here? Did I just not get that in? Looks like I didn't get it. All right, let's choose hide sprinkles. I'm going to change this to hide sprinkles. So hide sprinkles is just going to move sprinkles off screen and, excuse me, and, but not kill him. And there's no death animation here. And I want to go back over here and figure out where's my dyes. There it is right there. New event handler. Send this from here. Whoops. Dyes. That. Here we go. There's another use for that feature. So I'm going to come in here, grab that. Oops. So paste right here, and I'm going to call this stab, attack. Come up here, do a paste, and call it scoop. So it's much faster, right, if I've got the same kind of thing I want to do several times in a row. I'm going to send the other commands down, even though we're not doing them yet. Do the same thing there. Come up here, paste it. Baby eyes. Cry. Threatened. And stand, I think. Idle. What would I have? I think I already have this functioning essentially. Yeah, I think we can just send idle, and I think it's going to work. It'll change its state. All right. I think idle will definitely work. The other scoop attacks might work too. Let's going to see what happens here. Let's run it and move this off screen. Go get this guy, and we'll probably see it on the live stream as well. Show sprinkles. Did I hit the button? I think I didn't hit it. There it is. All right, clicking on dyes. They just were at different points in the animation. That's why they died at different times. All right, show sprinkles again. Let's try stab attack, see if that works. There, look at that. Nice. Oh, and it's in a loop, which is a little scary. We need to make that so it changes. Here's a scoop attack. And here's a push-up attack. Yeah, he's threatening this. He's threatening. That guy's scaring me. All right. Let's go to stand. See what happens with stand. Stand goes to idle, not bad. So let's walk forwards. Stand. Not bad. So we're seeing an immediate jump. We're not using the transitions between the two. But it's definitely better than before. Walk backwards. Like that. And then I could just click on dyes here to get rid of him and reduce CPU usage and GPU usage. So that's not bad. Let's get the, let's work on the crying. Let's get that done. So potentially a little creepy, but we've given him a bigger eye here. And it's not quite perfectly aligned. I kind of want to fix that. But I think I've actually got another piece where I've more perfectly aligned the eye in here. But the main reason I had this is because I generated these tears. And the tears are coming out using, they're using a particle generator system, a plugin for After Effects called Particular. And I want to just send those out, only the tears. And then I want to create something out there like that. So that's what I want to generate, that. So let's do that. Let's generate it now. We'll create an ABI. And go to the render queue here. Twitch Alpha, Tears ABI. Where are we putting that? No, I don't think I want to put it there. I think I want to go out to here and Twitch assets and I guess videos, and I think I have a sprinkles Battle Unicorn folder, and here's where I want to put it. So we're going to call this Tears. Okay, save it. And let's render it. We're using the Twitch Alpha, which is a custom setting I've got. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it's going. Nice. So it's rendering that out nice and quickly. So this has got kind of a beginning and an end. I don't need that. I just need it to be in a loop. That's what I want it to be, in a loop. So let's go ahead and save this. We're going to close this down. Bring up Adobe Premiere next. And let's go to that same folder where we just generated it. Actually, I've got it kind of right there. Where's Adobe Premiere? Did we load up? Adobe Premiere, where are you? Still loading. But I'm getting this when I try to drag the Adobe Premiere splash screen to another window. Okay, here's Adobe Premiere. Still loading, I think. Yep. All right, so we'll say new project, I think. Or you know what? I've got a Battle Rhino project already. Okay, this is the fire exhale we added before. It's a nice, it's a sweet little touch, right? That coming out like that. I think we're gonna do sound effects with this as well. That's what we got there. Now what I want to do is I want to go to my project. Here's my project. I want to drag in that Tears ABI we just generated. I'm going to go find it in here. Where are you, Tears? Is that you right there? No. There's Tears. We'll type it in up here. There it is. I want to right click it and say new sequence from clip. Here's my new sequence. There's the Tears right there. Next, I want to, let's go find Sprinkles Idle. I think I've got the idle piece here. I don't want PNGs. Idle body, that one right there. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to drag it here. There we go. Okay. So I'm just trying to get him in the same place. I want to make sure the tears are coming out of the right spot. And it looks like they are. Okay, cool. Next, I want to get this in a loop. So let's kind of move this off to the side so we can see more of the focus of where those tears are coming out. And so for this to be a loop, I kind of need to start here. And I need to end before they end. So they just end completely. So anywhere along here, I could loop it. Let's give it a little more here. So now what I've done is I've got a beginning and end where they're essentially the same. Here's the end, and here's the beginning. When I say they're the same, there's about the same number of tears in the air. is what it is. In fact, if anything, I want to say maybe even back a little bit further. The length of this is a little long, though. One of the considerations in animation is how long is the animation going to last, right? And you kind of want to watch how long it takes one of these to drop. So if I look at the one that's right in his eye right there, it's gone and disappeared by about halfway through the animation. So let's look at another one here. I feel like this length, it's about 3 seconds, is a not bad length. That's what I think I'm going to go for, is that. So now what I do is I cut right in the middle, somewhere in the middle. I'm going to take this, move it over there, take this, move it over to about where I want the length to be. It's going right about 3 seconds here, and we'll say that'll be 3 seconds at 30 frames a second, which gives us about 90 frames of animation. And then what I want to do is I'm going to cut both of these in the middle, like that. Of that, a little bit of overlap, get rid of that, use a cross dissolve across that, and now look at it. And now what happens is the end of this matches, is the frame just before. Like if I'm here and I hit the home button, it just keeps going. So it'll be this forever loop. And then we can use our animation engine to fade it in slowly and to fade it out as well. So crying can start and stop. We just do in the loop. Everything will work because it's a loop. I want to get rid of the body now. And I want to generate this. So we're going to come in here. We'll hit Control M to generate. Say we want the entire sequence. Let's get it in the right spot. We want a PNG file we're going to put out there. We'll create our own folder for it. New folder, tears. Whoops, moved it for me. Moved it on just as I was double clicking it. All right, here's tears. Save it, export. All right. Next, we're going to open up our tool that we built a couple shows ago, the Monster Asset Builder. Frank, welcome. Frank was out there watching Dragon Humpers on Sunday night. By the way, Frank, we've added another day. We're going to do it on Thursdays and on Sundays. And Karen's building another team, a team of all women. She's going to produce the show. And she walked in the door like this. Like that. There you go. That's Karen right there, you know, feminist heroine extraordinaire.
I think so. I think Sprinkles Rory does not have a voice, but if he did,
what would he sound like? Well, that's kind of cool. Hi, I'm Sprinkles. Okay, we can record you saying, "Hi, I'm Sprinkles," and have a bunch of things that he can say. I'm Sprinkles.
No more projects.
Let's do it.
No.
I love it.
No more projects.
Uh-oh, she's coming in.
No
She's coming in.
more.
Frank says, it was pretty cool. Did you see the clip I did of Sprinkle? Yes, Frank.
Yes.
In fact, you saved us because I forgot, or I didn't check to see that Twitch was going to actually record and save the stream afterwards. And it wasn't until after we were done that we found out there was nothing. Your clip was the only record that the show occurred.
What did you?
I felt like there was somebody who just showed up. Oh, speaking of which, we got to. Hey, you want to help me with Blue Ninja?
Okay.
Where's Gia? All right, ready? All right, we're gonna do Blue Ninja's intro. We haven't seen Blue Ninja in a while, but here comes Wicked Blue Ninja. Wait, gotta look this way. In the back. What? Over there. That's good. You guys are good. Everybody, just the whole family, they've all graduated from the Mark Miller School of Acting. Look at the camera, kids. Look at the camera right over there.
Oh, right into the camera. Right, not subtly, but really right in the camera, and then.
Yeah. So anyway, Frank, I'm so glad you made that clip too. It was the Frank says applause. Yeah, it was the. It's the only record that there was, the only proof that we actually did it. If you can get a link to that clip and put it in here, I just don't want to spend time to go look for it. but other people can see it. I think it was pretty. But actually, maybe
I could do
not.
that
It's a
too.
not safe for work kind of clip.
Is it?
Yeah, we say some. There's some words.
I never speak like that. Right? This is my daughter. She will attest to the fact that does your mom have the most pristine sensibility?
We don't know what sensibility or pristine mean.
Could say that. It wouldn't be true.
Yeah,
You could say it.
Mangicotti Millers don't know the meaning of the word pristine.
Oh, look, I'm bubble-headed.
That's right.
That's awesome.
It means you're thinking really hard. Yeah. Just like my fingers have never worked a day in their lives, Karen's
Bubbles.
bubbles have never worked a day in her life either. Hold on. I want to get yeah, well, I wasn't gonna do the blood, but I can do the blood. Stop! Don't do that. This is a family show. Stop it. That's gross. All right, we'll do health instead. Here we go. So there's health right there. Kind of circling all around us. All right, kids.
No, Gia and I really like being here and just watching our face in the screen.
Yeah, I noticed that. Codebase Alpha's new Xbox One just arrived. Xbox One X. That's an awesome thing to do a quarantine with. That's going to maybe save your life, I bet. My version of the Xbox One is my family. They're hanging out with me, and they're like going like this. You're playing a game now, Dad. It's a video game.
I'm boss
Yeah.
level.
Karen picks up the kids and throws them at me, and I have to get out of the way. So yeah. Go TikTok. All right, kids, have fun. All right. Okay, so let's see. We've got we generated all those tiers. My monster asset builder is up, and I've got two programs in here. The animation cropper is the one that we've been using lately. Let's run that. We're going to go crop those tiers. That's what we're going to do. So those are generated from Adobe Premiere as 1920 by 1080 files. And let's open up Sprinkles, Tiers, grab one of those, and say crop. And now what the crop tool is going to do is it's going to look at every PNG that's out there and see how much it can crop away from the sides based on the transparency data that's in the file. So that gets us an end result file that is no bigger than, that only as big as it has to be to show everything that's a non-transparent pixel. It's like The Sims, but with all the DLCs. Yeah. I think you're talking about my family, Frank. I think. So we're going through scanning those files, doing that. While that works, you can close down Adobe Premiere. Don't need that anymore. By the way, after it generates all these files, after it goes through all these files and generates them, it's going to... it's all right. That's my fault because I've got it running not in a background thread. Yeah, I'm talking about your Xbox. Yeah, okay, great. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so how are we doing in the Monster Asset Builder? I'm a little worried about that. In fact, I'm totally worried about that. I think I know what's happening here. I think we over-generated the files. I think what it did, yeah, Adobe Premiere is going to give me a whole bunch of extra files. Let's go back in again and regenerate it. Because I put that other piece that was longer in there, even though I disabled it, Adobe Premiere is going to do the whole thing here. So what I want to do is I think I'm just going to abandon this effort for now. The Monster Asset Builder. I'm just going to abort it. Okay. Go back into Premiere. Starting that up again. All right. Yeah, it generated like 7 seconds of animation. I want to like at least line this up with this. That's what I want to do. All right, let's generate it one more time. Yeah, all of that we want to get rid of. Let me go down one folder here. Yeah, so I'm noticing my mouse change to that, and I think this is Explorer. That's what I think it is. Let me open this in a new window. Go back in here to Tiers, hit the Save button. Yeah. And I think it might be related to Dropbox, but not entirely certain. Let me open up Task Manager. Yeah, that's kind of suspect right there. Even though I paused Dropbox, Dropbox is still kind of like, I got to do stuff. So we were talking about this before. Oh yeah, if you're 18 over, you can go check out the clip. Thanks, Frank. There you go. Great clip. Sadly, the only record of Dragon Humper #1. It's true. We'll get on the ball here in the future. Let's go over here. Oh yeah, my machine is just crawling right now. Come on. Or at least, I just want to select all and just delete all these. Okay, close you down. Over here, I think I'm going to hit cancel on this. Come in one more time, bring it up one more time. Yeah, it was taking forever to change that folder. There we go, Tiers, click Save. I want to do the entire sequence, export. So one more time on the export. It should be faster, as should the scanning as well. So I'll run this. Okay. So previously on Dragon Hummers, yeah, I'm going to, and the only one available is that one right there, I think. We're going to do that. We're also going to do a kind of a character introduction as well for Thursday's show. So we'll all kind of talk about our characters a little bit, let people know, you know, what's at stake for us, significant events that occurred in our lives, and that sort of thing. Yeah, that's anyway. I think the fun is. I think the show is going to be really fun, and I'm super looking forward to it. All right, here comes Tiers. We're going to grab that, and now we're going to see crop again. So run it one more time. Meanwhile, let's go into the overlay code and get that thing going here. It's going to be based it's similarly based to the Sprinkles Blast. So we're going to come in here and say Sprinkles Tiers, I guess, like this. Yes, she does. Codebase Alpha. The sex positive, keep that voice up the entire show. She does. She does actually a really good job. And she also she's also maintaining character as well, which is super interesting to me. That's not easy to do. So very impressive to watch her do that. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. That all looks awesome. I'll take that. Totally fine. Like that. Sprinkle Tiers. Let's go to Sprinkle Blast. And let's extract this into its own method here. Not if this is not idle. I hate having knots in my method names. But basically, if we're not idle, I'm going to keep it for now, and we'll maybe change that, refactor it. But if we're not idle, then we're going to return. We're going to get by name the sprinkles blast. Sprinkles blast, that should use the this guy right here. Sorry, like that, and that is going to be goes like that. I think we can refactor this a little bit. I think that's what the refactoring looks like right there. And this is going to be just using Codeverse's templates there, VA for variable, S for string. So VS there gets me that string declaration right there. And then I want to say add adornment, I think. And so it's going to, maybe I want to say add idle adornment. Wait, hold on. Wait, no, I'm trying to focus now. I'm trying to focus, Pudding. Mr. Nasser Guy says it's his stream now. Pudding. Frank's leaving. Buddy, hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us, Frank. Appreciate it. Yeah, the bot said so. We have to respect the bot. We have to. Okay, so this is going to be add idle adornment. So this is going to look to make sure that we are, you know, if we're not idle, then we're going to return. We're not doing anything. We have to be idle for the adornment to work. And we're going to pass in the animation name that we're going to add, get it by name. We're going to hue shift it. To match the horn. I don't know if I want to hue shift these tiers. I kind of like the tiers the way they are. We'll do it for now, and we might add an additional parameter to not hue shift it. The Y offset should be correct, and everything else should be the same. So all of this, I think, is the same right here. We're going to call this adornment. Like that. Oh, Pudding says Dragon Humpers was so fun. Thanks so much. Yeah, I think it was fun. That's my goal, is to make a fun show. All right, there we go. It looks like cropping finished. Close it down. Now we got to go grab that sprinkles blast. Okay. Okay, now we want to come down in here. This is inside tiers, and pretty sure it's just tiers. And let's see what we're dealing with regards to number of frames. We're expecting 90. what do we got here? So here's our new cropped animations right here, running at 30 frames a second. 90 plus 1, because it starts at 0, so we're at 91 frames. 91 frames. Now we got to figure out the origin X and Y. I created a spreadsheet for this. Yeah, Pudding, thanks for joining us on Dragon Humpers. We're doing another show on Thursday. We're going to do it Thursdays and Sundays. Karen's starting a second show with only ladies. She was doing tryouts last night, and one of the girls she's got was amazing. There were 3 girls. They were all good, but one was, I thought, was so interesting, funny, frequently funny, clever, amazing, and she's going to be a huge asset on the on Karen's show. And she's interviewing or auditioning another set. She's already auditioned them. She's at the next stage where she's playing game. She's doing like a game with them, like a kind of a tryout game with Dungeon Master and all the girls. And I think it's gonna be really good. I think her show's gonna be great. Actually, I'm super excited about it. Okay. So I wanted to open up the spreadsheet that I created, because I created a spreadsheet for doing all this calculation. Because, you know, I don't like to have to think too hard all the time. I'm going to open that spreadsheet up and bring it over here on the main monitor as soon as I find it. There it is, right there. Sprinkles positioning. And all I have to do is come down in here and diligently document the data. So we're going to say Sprinkles tiers. And then we want to come over here. Let's go into, what is it? View, freeze, 1 row. Oh, shoot. I wanted to get... Can I move these and not mess everything else up? The answer looks to be yes. Let's delete these rows. View, freeze, 1 row. Okay. And so, Sprinkles tiers. Frame count, we said was 91. The left. So for that, what we have to do is we have to go into this. This is generated by the cropper. So its left position is 385. That's relative to the top left of that 1920 image. So 385 is the left, 559 is the top. And then we're just going to take all of these and pull them down. These columns are not as important. I'm going to actually come in here and change them to that. The origin, offset, X, and Y are important. Delta X and Y are not so important for these single pieces. These 3 here, not important data. So let's also go ahead and do that as well. Do that. Okay, so this is our important data. And we're looking at -75 and -289. So that means we want to come in here and say origin X -75 and origin Y -279. That's what we said. -75, 289. Like that. And then this is going to be, this last parameter is the named, so we can go find it later. And I think that's all we have to do. The add a dormant call is going to take care of loading everything up, setting the origin, the offset. I think it's going to work. Let's try it. So we'll go to our local host, refresh it. I'm going to clear this. Let's click on Show Sprinkles. Let's walk towards. I thought I wanted the buttons like this, but now I think I want the buttons. I I want to have arrows on them. So to just say walk left or right. That's what I want. And then I want a way to reverse sprinkles as well. Let's do the sprinkle blast. Make sure that's still working. Sprinkle blast. Let's put this over here. All right, sprinkle blast. Sprinkle blast. Not working at all. What did we break? Let's go to breakpoint here. What's this back overlay thing? The back overlay, so for the special effects, like if we do something like this. There we go. So you can see I've got special effects going around me, right? In order to make this work, I've got two overlays, one in front and one in back. The message kept displaying during the Dragon Hoppers. Oh, right. At the beginning, it was definitely displaying. Yeah, that was it was a technical problem we had. I don't anticipate that's going to happen again, but you know, hard to tell. I'm at the mercy of all the software once everybody's running and we're broadcasting, including the performance delays. There was no way for me to hide that without essentially stopping it from loading itself. So I was waiting for one of these overlays to finish loading. And so the back overlay, in order to make this whole thing work right here, there's a back overlay and a front. So as this thing goes behind me, we switch the animation to the back version of it, and as it comes in front of me, we go to the front. And so it looks like it's spinning around me no matter where I am. And so I've got back and front overlays for the items behind the players and in front of the players all over the place. So like blood, for example, is coming out of the front of the player like that. And the rhino is behind the player. He's on the back overlay right now. So that's what's going on. So yeah, apologies for that. But you know, I had to do it. And the reason I had to do it is because holy cow, Fred, who also runs on the back overlay, wasn't working. I was starting everything up and I was doing the test on Fred. Fred wasn't working. I had to redo I think it was the front overlay to make that work. All right, I got a breakpoint here. Let's hit the button and see what happens. Hide sprinkles. Oops, that's the wrong one. Clear that, run it. I wanted, and I think I got rid of sprinkles. Let's show sprinkles again. Show sprinkles. Show sprinkles isn't working. Is it, okay, now we're here. All right, add idle adornment, sprinkles blast. Got a hue shift. That looks like it's working. What's the X? The X is there, and the Y is there. Those are pretty reasonable. That feels like it's going to work. Why am I not seeing it? Oh wait, now all of a sudden I see it. Had it just backed up a bit? Maybe? I don't know. So let's try again. Sprinkle blast. All right, hold on. It looks like it's working. Let me come back. Maybe it hadn't loaded yet. Maybe it was still the background loading. Okay, it's working. All right, cry. Wait, where are you? Don't leave us. Okay, we need you to walk forwards. Come on, buddy. There we go. Now stand. Yeah, why you break, Fred? What are we doing here? Okay, let's try. I'd like to stand. You should be good when he comes back up. All right, now let's do cry. Come on, cry. I'm hitting it, not seeing it. Yeah, oh, I know why. Because in my D&D app, when I do cry, I'm just sending cry. I want to set sprinkles cries, I think is what we called it. I want it to match sprinkle tears. I want to send this command over is what I want to do. So let's come back over here, click on cry, send over sprinkles tears instead. Go, switch over. All right, there we go. Hold on, let's do it again. And I think it's only going to play one time through. Fred, is this awesome? Is the question? So it's not bad. All right, cry. And then he goes, well, there was more than 6 positive on cam with Mark. That's true. So cry kind of works. It kind of works. But I kind of, it plays once, but I guess we could do that once. I don't know. The question is, what happens if he starts moving? Like he starts walking while he's crying. I kind of want it to go in a loop. Let's consider trying to get it to work in a loop. Here's add adornment. So let's get this and come in here. I'm going to change its animation style. Maybe not. Let's make it a parameter here. So just copy that to clipboard. I'm going to come in here and type in V with the backslash there. And do this. I'm going to paste here. Cut that to the clipboard and default this to that. Which means now I can come in here, my tiers, and pass in the style, which I want it to be a loop. Then I want to, on my tiers, I want to come in here and say, hey, tiers.fade in time. No. When I create it, that's tough. Add idle adornment is when we call add shifted. Insert shifted. Insert shifted, I think, returns it. Color shifting sprite proxy. So then I want to say L slash right here and call this sprite equals that. And make it that instead. We'll just say return right here. And I think I want an else down here too, in the event that for whatever reason we can't get the color of the horn, which I think would never really happen. But I'm going to call this sprites. And I don't think I have an insert here. Is that, am I always going to get here? No, I return undefined. Sweet. Okay, so if not Q shift, then we're going to call insert, which I need to declare inside a sprite proxy. Oh, no, wait. Just right here. You need me to stop?
No, I need you to tell me the Disney Plus password.
Okay. Un momento, por favor. I don't think I have it.
You signed up for it, right?
Maybe. If I did, then I would. The password that I would suspect it would be.
I have your suspected password.
Yeah.
But is it capitals?
No.
Oh, P. Gotcha.
Can you not reveal?
Oh, your mother's maiden name is
Can you? Really? It's embarrassing enough having a mother's maiden name that matches a very famous Harry Potter character. Okay. So insert. Going to implement that. Starting from index. All I need is to here. None of that. It's going to be a regular sprite proxy. I think I need this, and that. That's what I need. And I need to get a create sprite, just a normal one here. No hue shift, none of that. Returns a sprite proxy. New sprite proxy. Hey Pudding, I'm still cleaning up my stream for all that pudding you were slinging around last night. Yeah, don't do that. What's my problem here? 3 or 4 arguments, but got 2. What do I need here? It looks like it only needs 2 arguments here first. Wait, starting frame number, X and Y. Frame index. Oh, it doesn't have X and Y. It's not taking a vector. I'm sorry. I just figured I could spread the loves before the coronavirus apocalypse. Yeah. Okay, so there's create sprite. So that, and now we've got insert as well as insert shifted. Insert shifted means color shifted. Okay. Now we're going to return this. It was amazing though. I didn't think they could roleplay so well. Oh, thanks, Pudding. Compared to that, I just suck at it. Oh, well, thanks so much. Cool. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We're you know, we want to create a good show, and I think we're going to do it. You know, we've got it's like we're above my minimum standards for quality in terms of delivering comedy and the technical aspects of it and a smoothly moving show. You know, and I think we were competent. And yeah, I think if I were to describe this to somebody, yeah, we're doing live comedy, you know, every once a week or twice a week or something like that. I think a lot of people would be like, whoa, right? That's not easy to do. But the Dungeons & Dragons gaming framework makes it easier to do. And I think everybody's having a good time too, which is also important. Need longer streams though. Yeah, I'm 100% behind you on that, Pudding. I think we ended it early. Normally, I would expect us to go about 2 hours. We will see. What I'd love to hear that while we're going. You know, if we end too early the next time, let us know. I think that's true, but I want to see what the viewers say and what the players say as well, because it's kind of like. I think some people got at least one player who thinks, an hour makes sense. And I'm like, no, an hour shows too short, but I want to have additional data. So I think what I want to do, go back to this, and now if it's in the tiers, I want to come in here and say, hey, we're going to give it a fade in time of, I don't know, 2000, and a fade out time of the same thing. So about 2 seconds to fade in or out for the tiers. No, I think I want it more responsive for the fade in. Let's make it 600 milliseconds. And the fade out time, make it 1000. Now, the problem is if we add this and it's in a loop, we need to expire it. Is what we need to do. Which means, so if we just do this now, I'll show you the problem here. Let's refresh it. We start up crying, he's going to be crying forever. We need a way to turn off the crying, turn off the tears. Oh, you know what we could do? Well, no, let's create the problem first and then think about ways to fix it. So show sprinkles. Let's walk forwards. Let's stand. Let's, oh, sprinkles in front. He's blocking sprinkles in back. All right, let's try cry now. Okay, it's background loading. There we go. So now watch what happens to the tears when he starts moving. Oh, wrong direction. Still crying. Walk forwards. Okay. Is this really something? Walk forwards. It's not bad. Let's stand. Let's go backwards. Stand. And let's try the scoop attack. We still got the tears. I think we will have them. Yeah, that's where we have problems. When he moves into these other kinds of attacks here. I love that demand background loading, not loading that up yet. Yeah, here's the other one, switching to the other one. Okay, so when he goes into attack mode, or if he dies, let's see what happens when he dies. The tears stay. Tears stay. Nope, they went away finally when he left. Okay, good. So at least we got some cleanup. So whatever that cleanup code is, we essentially need that when we're transitioning to a threatened stance, threatened state, or grazing too, right? Grazing, that's not going to be good. Let's bring him up again and watch the grazing thing. Oh, look at this. Wow, we didn't have the cleanup. That means if I say cry again, I bet we've got double the tears. Let me try it. And cry again. And cry again. Okay, it is beautiful though, being able to have multiple layers of those tears up there. But we're totally not cleaning them up. When he dies, I think just one state piece occurs, but we're not getting rid of the tears. All right, let's figure this out. Let's go look at state. I want to create a new property called state. I want to use that instead because I want to have a setter that responds to it. So I'm going to just type in P plus the slash right there. No. The templates are not working here. Why not? What's happening? Let's hit the coder's key. I mean the coder's issue key. And looks like templates have stopped expanding for me here in this file. I'm typing in P plus the slash key. I have that on the clipboard trying to get a property of that type. B slash does work. Am I just getting the property name wrong? Like, oh, I did PI as a test. PN? I think it's the template. I think the problem is the template. Looks like this is an issue we can fix like this right now. So let's look at like v slash specific templates for it. And do we have a p slash? I bet we don't. We do not. We have a pn. All right. So create duplicate. Do I want to do it this way is I guess my question. Now we're going to type this in to go find it. Okay. So set the type. We want to take what's off of the clipboard instead, which I'm pretty sure is the paste command like that. And then we call a declare property with that. I want to go look at the uppercase version of PN and see what it's doing with the static. Is static is true is what it's passing in here. So we can create a uppercase version of that too. Okay. Like that. Whoops, not here. Create a duplicate. Call it uppercase p slash like that. And then pass in the static is true. Okay. Coder's issue. Let me just report this. So we've got it. Need to get marks p slash templates. That's the issue. So the devs see that. And so now if I come in here and I type in p slash, well, is sprinkle state still on the clipboard? Nope. Let's get sprinkle state on the clipboard. That, I'm going to come in here, type in p slash. And there it is. Now we're going to call it state. This, I'm going to initialize the private variable to being off screen. Get rid of this. And now we can have a setter in here. We can come in and say, hey, if state is already equal to new value, then we're going to get out. Otherwise, if state is changed, then I think we want to say this dot state changed, like this. I think we want to save the old state. And pass that in as a parameter as well. So old state is equal, you hit that, find that key, it's equal to this dot state. Then set the state to the new value, and then say state changed, old state, new value. Okay, declare that. And then here's where I want my cleanup code to go. I want this cleanup code to be like, hey, we're changing state. Let's go, figure that out, where we're going. And new value y, that was weird. Okay. Returns a void. Let's do console log so we can visualize this. Changing state. What do you think about this as a feature, kids? I'm thinking about selecting that character. Here, let me scroll up so you can see it. Sorry about that. So I want to select this character right here. That one. The quote, double quote, the single quote, or the this character, right? If it's this. And when it's selected, I want to be able to change the type of string. And I think I want to do it one of two ways. Either by hitting the new type. So if I come in here and I say, that's now this, then this one changes too. Right? Or if I say, another way of looking at this is like, it's kind of the behaviors like this. I know it's hard to see here, but if I come in here and say, okay, let's make it this instead, it changes both of those, right? Like that. Or tabbing through them. That's what I'm thinking. That's kind of what I want to do. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. All right, so changing state from old state to new state, new value. Okay, and we're just going to log that for now. We're kind of, observe that and then figure out what to do based on our observations. Sprinkle state needs to be of this type right here. I'm sorry, new state needs to be of that type. And I think that's all we need to do. Let's refresh. We'll watch it in the console. Fred, how you doing so far? Good? Yeah? You have a good weekend? No? Not sure? All right. Let me clear everybody's name tags, but Fred's got this refreshed over here. Show the console log. The console. Show sprinkles. Change the state from 1 to 2. How do I get the names of those out there? Is it going to be a 2-string call? I hope so. Let's also look at other console log calls that we're sending, because I don't think we need to be sending so much data out. All right. Show sprinkles. Nope. I was going to write a function to do this, but there's got to be a way to do this in JavaScript. I'm just not remembering it. Let's see if we can figure this out. JS get enum name as string. I'm not liking any of these solutions. Okay. I'm not seeing what my problem is here. Because I don't have a return type on here. Is that what it is? Come on. Doesn't like enum. It's the word, it's like the keyword enum. Is that what my problem is? TS here will give me a string type to return. CS here will cast it as a string. There we go. I think there's a shot that will work. Let's call it see if that works. I think this is what we're done. Let's see if that works. Looks like we can pass that in as a parameter, so that's awesome. Let's refresh. Sprinkle's going to take a nap. All right. Show sprinkles. Okay, there you go. Nice. Logging forward to transitioning to idle. I want to come over here and can I throw that in as a decent comment or no? Okay. Let's do that. Let's throw that one right there. Good. Works for me. Okay. So cool. Now we're changing our states here so we can see what's going on. So whenever we're leaving idle, we want to clean up the tiers. That's kind of what we want to do. So I think we want to do something like this. So we want to say, look, if old state is equal to, like a this is state idle. What's the current state? Is state idle. Passing in old state. And this dot and not idle in the new state. Let's double check these. I want to make sure we've got, yeah, idle grades and idle stand. What we're really looking at is idle stand. That's what we're really looking for. Is adornable old state and not is adornable new state. Then we want to say remove looping adornments. That's what I think we want. So the adornable stuff is, looking at it, we'll find tiers. Got this is not idle thing right here. I want to move this down close to the our adornment pieces right here, right here. All right, let's do the first inverse of this. I mentioned before I really didn't like it, so we're going to do that right there. Looks like that's the only call, and so we're going to now change this to if state is equal to or state is equal to walking backwards. So these are the states that we can adorn something to, or walking forwards, which needs to be an or right there. Okay. Then I want to take out state like that. I want this, and then I want another one that's just is idle. This that's going to return this dot is state idle, passing in this dot state. Get rid of this parameter here. So we still have our is idle. We've got an is state idle, which we can call separately, and then adornable would be return is state idle state. So remove looping adornments. Okay, clear method. And it looks like I gotta go way up here because Sprinkles is like totally blocking up the whole screen. Sprinkles, why don't you take a nap for a little bit, buddy? Thanks, buddy. Just lay down. Disappear. Perfect. All right, remove looping adornments. I think I got a this dot adornments. Let's maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I want to say I think I could just call destroy all by. Because every adornment, if I give it just enough time to get rid of it, even I was going to differentiate the Sprinkles Blast from the others, because the Sprinkles Blast can just fall wherever it's falling and go to completion. But that fall animation lasts about 2 seconds, and so if I just said, hey, destroy everything by 2 seconds, I think everything would actually look okay. And it's pretty simple because it actually will go through. It'll go through everything and destroy all by. And I think this is just going to take lifetime milliseconds. Destroy all by. Destroy by. Expiration date is performance now plus some random amount. Oh, interesting. So it's kind of a variable kind of destruction. It's a random amount in terms of when it will turn it off. So it could turn it off almost immediately. Still, or what if we did a destroy all in instead of a destroy all by? I kind of like that better. Go to there, and then we're going to go to destroy all in exactly this much time. We're going to go to destroy by, and we're going to duplicate this and say destroy all in exactly. And I think the code is pretty much the same except for with the random at the end of it. So that the destroy by is used like for when we're cleaning up drones on the game. So they all go in different times as we go through. Destroy all in exactly. So if it doesn't have an expiration date, it will create one. And I think that's going to work. And so destroy all in exactly, we're going to use this call instead. And over in sprinkles, and I think that's got a shot of working. Let's give it a shot. Take a look at it. If we're leaving walking state or idle state, it's going to stop crying. That's kind of what we're looking for. So show sprinkles. Uh-oh. Oh no, this is okay. These messages are okay because it's load on demand. I can probably close that for now. And if I click cry, nothing's happening. Now if I click cry, I should see it. There we go. And it walked off. Let's walk forwards. Come back. I think I should still be crying, unless it changed state. Try again. Here we go. Crying. Those tears look too low in the walking state. They're too low for sure. Oh, because the horn goes down much more. So cry again. Now these tears are coming from the right spot, but we have the other ones from the low spot. Let's just wait till it grazes and see what the... Is he going to go into graze? Because I've explicitly said stand, is he not going to go? No, he's going to move around. The transition to idle should be allowed as well. When he transitions, so if I cry and I say walk, he should stop crying when I walk. No? Oh, because it jumps right into it and it doesn't. That might be... I think we have just a state issue here. Let's bring him back on here. Still crying. Walk forwards. Oh yeah, he stopped crying. I didn't see what it was. Walk forwards. Stand. Cry. And when does he quit crying? Is it there? He just stopped. What was that transition? I didn't see any state transition there. I think it was just... As soon as he comes up, cry. Changed to idle graze, but he didn't actually graze. Yeah, bug in the engine. So it kind of works. The cool thing is I can click this a bunch of times to get a lot of tears. And they all are cleaning up though when he goes to another animation. So not bad. Kind of circadian time of null. Let's see what this is. Add idle adornment. Sprinkles, line 294. Thing gonna maybe not return? Oh, it can return null because we're not idle. Okay, got it. Good. Better code. Okay. I think I want to go after that bug we just saw, where it was assigned to a graze state and didn't do it. It's like the queue is queuing it up, and then somehow we get into a state where we take 2 items out of the queue. So we very quickly change into one state and then change to a second state, and I'd like to understand that bug and figure that out. So show sprinkles, and cry. Cry. Cry? If I cry now, what happens? It's not added to the queue. That's kind of interesting, too. I feel like I should fix that as well. So if you set up an adornment and you can't do it, that adornment is added the next time we get to an idle state. Cry. All right. Clear console. So we went from Idelson to walking backwards, barely moved. So we're sending console log messages out. I don't understand this. This looks like it's got 3 different elements in the array, and if I open it up, it says length is 0. Is that because the array changed since it was output? There's one right there. I think that is the one. And get next command. All right, what am I going to do about this? All right, let's see what that data, if that data yields anything interesting here. Show sprinkles. Oh, interesting, we're not fully loaded. Can't quite see it here. Right there. There we go. Finally loaded. Interesting. That took a while. All right. Show sprinkles. I was hoping we'd be able to see this here. Where's my destroying the sprite? I want to clean up some of these messages I'm saying. You may not find anything because I got a quote, double quote at the beginning here. Probably over in sprites. Sprite proxy. Okay. And what's the other data that's just not doing us any good? It's when we send the queue out. It's this. Okay, let's go create show queue. I like this song she's playing. Okay, so we're just going to create a list of comma-separated commands. And then I'm going to come in here and let's change this and this. Let's put in that coder's feature request also here. Give me a second. All right. Wiggles is putting. Here's the coder's feature request, kids. This is for JavaScript and TypeScript. Here's the feature. If I have the leading or trailing string delimiter selected, like this or like this, then the feature is if I replace this string delimiter with another string delimiter character, such as the straight up and down single quote, or the double quote, or the one that it currently is, this one, this key, the kind of the back tick, then the opposite identifier is similarly changed. Also, I think I want the tab key to cycle through these three characters. So I can just select it, hit tab, 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 and that allows me to take a regular quote that's like this, and very, very quickly, without a lot of caret movement, you just select, hit the tab key, and then it changes it to this on both sides. And so now I can start sending in my parameters. That's the feature request. All right, let's let me get this logged. Feature request. Quick change string delimiters. Yeah, cool. Nice feature. Okay. So back to the code.
Back to the code!
All right, let's do this. There's our show queue. Now we're going to show that queue. In fact, hold on. It shouldn't be console.show queue. It should just be show queue. That was almost a mess and a half. We'll come back with nothing. Okay. Refresh. Show sprinkles. I'm not seeing sprinkles. Maybe I didn't hit it. I had to wait for the load. There we go. Here comes sprinkles. Okay, cool. So here's our command queue. We're able to see our command queue, what's in it. Much better, much easier to see. All right, I think I'm going to kind of leave this here at this point. I'm going to end our show today. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. I'm going to think about this, maybe look at the data a bit, and we will come back tomorrow. We want to, again, remind you that Rory is likely got coronavirus. We are hoping he does. We're hoping he both has it and he's getting out of it fast, because if he has it and gets out of it, then he's done, and he's highly unlikely to get infected a second time. So, Rory, our thoughts are with you, and for everybody else, I just want you to know that
He's awesome!
Rory is awesome. All right, let's look at who's out there broadcasting right now from the Live Coders team. And we'll send you over to them, and we'll come back tomorrow. Bald Bearded Builder is out there. I'm going to send you to Michael Jolly. So many good live streamers out there right now, kids. Sorry to Michael. I'm going to go get some lunch. Have some time with my quarantine family, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.